Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's like there was I was listening to a podcast yesterday. Oh, you don't. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and there was a guy like lip smacking, and he lost his teeth early, and he had this like kind of noise where you're like that, and all the comments below were like, "Get this guy a glass of water," like all this shit. So
it's like people that can't handle it when other people chew food and they can hear that shit. It's like, oh, that fucking. Were you born in a barn? Like what? Like chew quietly?
Well, but here's the deal though. Like so, we're recording by the way.
No, this is getting away.
But yeah, you're too handsy. So
I'm a handsy man. She doesn't find you handsome, she'll find you handy.
Yeah, right. You build shit.
Yeah,
what were we talking about just a second ago?
people eating.
Oh yeah, but sometimes you just have to eat. Like, you can't not be loud. Like if you're eating chips beside me, I'm totally gonna hear.
I think it's like circumstantial depending on what.
But if you're like a heavy breather or like like that.
Heavy breathers are hilarious. They get me.
People love that shit.
Are you dying already? Like heavy breathing? Jeez.
Well,
how much do they smoke?
how are you busy? I gotta live. All right. Well, we're back with casual with me, and I got Josh Hill beside me.
How's it going?
Yeah, buddy. Got to have you on. Thanks
for coming by. Sick.
He lives like, is that even a kilometer away? Probably not. I think it's a kilometer a bit.
Probably just a kilometer.
Yeah, I think I've judged from my house to the highway. It's like a kilometer and the rest. But we hang out at the function bunch. So
yeah.
Bring on the show. So I think this is episode 30. I haven't done one in a long time. I did like a 4-minute podcast a couple of days ago, which is pretty boring, and it just kind of actually, I'll probably delete it because I look back and I'm like, this is stupid. Episode 30's been a while. We got a new backdrop here. I thought to bring Josh in for
it's looking fresh. I was impressed.
Yeah, it's looking all right. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Compared to the original idea we talked about, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm happy.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, I'm handsy.
Yeah, so number 30, got a new studio. Ears are itchy. And I think the audio is going pretty well. The video's on. So thanks for coming, man. We've been talking about this for a long time.
Oh, dude.
A while. We actually had like 4 dates lined up to do this.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. Now we're here. So
either one of us is too hungover to do it, but today we're both good.
Yeah, and weekends are tough, especially like I've been working a bunch. So I used to be able to do them at night and stuff, which is pretty busy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, thanks for coming by. What have you been doing? It's Sunday. It's Sunday in the middle of February. You shredding? Going up the mountain a bunch?
No, not really. I don't really have too much of a desire to go up the mountain this year for some reason. I don't know. Got the pass, got everything, just like, just whatever.
Sometimes it doesn't line up, man.
Yeah. There's a gym down the street, so me and the boys, we just hit that a couple times and shred a little bit, so kind of sore. Fell a few times yesterday, but, that's life.
Dude, gymming, especially like a backyard gym, there's like no safety. You're just like...
Oh, no.
It's like barely even like secure.
Oh, this is pretty legit.
Oh, yeah. I saw it. There's like that. Yeah. There's that quarter pipe at the end. I saw a video. It's like a little.
Yeah, there was a quarter pipe, but the rain washed it out. So now we just got like a drop-in flat bar spine, then down tube. So
sick. And it's just pretty like local function people.
Yeah, it's just the boys.
You used a chainsaw to build it. You got a brand new chainsaw, right?
I did, yeah, but we didn't use that to build it.
No. Yeah, so Josh got like he showed me his chainsaw. It's like full-on chainsaw.
Like it's a professional felling chainsaw.
Yeah,
I bought it to like mill lumber.
How long is the blade?
33-inch bar.
Because I've been talking about chainsaws. I think chainsaws are cool. I talked on the podcast a few times about chainsaws because there's like it's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, it's like essential.
Even if like living in an apartment, just have a chainsaw.
Well, like I have a little one and like that huge one, and I bring the little one camping. And it's great. Like on the beach, you can just cut up like driftwood. You don't have to like use an axe and like try to smash it apart. Like then everyone's like, oh shit, like this guy's serious, so he's doing chainsaw. Even though you might not know what you're doing, because sometimes I know. So
when you bring a chainsaw out camping, then you're like, this guy's the wood better be legit when you're done.
Oh yeah,
it's such a waste. Waste time.
It's just hilarious. Everyone's like, yo, can you cut this? And hey, can you come cut that? It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Hey, so we've been friends for like 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
4 years. 3.
I'd say 3.
We met when I started working, we were both working at Lululemon.
Yeah, you were like running, doing some things before these.
Yeah, we had a pretty good time there, but I remember when I met you, I was like, this guy doesn't look like a Lululemon guy.
Yeah, no,
maybe I didn't think that way too. Maybe I didn't think that way too, but there was, it turns out you were like smart, you knew tons of product, you're good at your job and stuff. It was great.
Yeah, passionate about what
I was just surprised to see it just can sound like a guy like you working at Lululemon.
Yeah, dude, no, for real. Like every time people would come in and be like, "Oh wow!" Like,
yeah.
Even the people that work for the company be kind of not impressed, but like, oh, I didn't expect our clothes to be worn that way, like
Well,
in like that style. You know what I mean? Well, just a more like skate snowboard feel as opposed to like super like athletic, going to the gym like yoga every day, because I don't do yoga every day.
No, I mean it's hard to do yoga every day. Like, people got schedules to keep up and stuff. But,
yeah.
So now what do you do? So now you're like totally flip the pages on it all, right?
Yeah. So now I do flood and fire restoration for TSR based out of Function. So
right, and then that's like people are having floods and fires a lot in town. Floods for sure, right?
Fires not so much, but floods like a lot. Like yeah. We do mostly floods and rebuilding houses from that. A few fires, but not that often.
The floods are like, is it like plumbing? You get calls like midnight, or is it kind of like people are like, it's flooding, let's deal with it in the morning?
Depends on the customer. So I don't have to do anything on call, which is nice. Yeah. I've been blessed to have a skill set that allows me to not have to deal with that aspect of the business. But yeah, sometimes our flood technicians get calls at like 2:30 in the morning, 12 at night. Like when there's an emergency, they have to go.
And you guys have like, when you go in, I'm going to guess there's like the plumber, the drywaller, like the electrician, all part of the same crew, or is it like general contract, like guys, like you guys just kind of know about everything?
So anything that requires like a license is like electrical, plumbing, HVAC, gas. Like we have to call people to do that. Me as a like what they call like a reconstruction technician. We just basically build houses out from the inside. So drywall, mudding, taping, painting, flooring, other stuff.
Like we did for me in my place.
Exactly.
Yeah, Josh crushed this wallway to build my place and fixed up some. I had some like moldy behind the washing machine.
But see, that's the kind of stuff we deal with all the time. Like little shit like that, where it's like something's leaking for 8 years, but it's a minuscule amount, and then that damage just
and all of a sudden
covered by insurance, and then there goes the loopholes. So jumping through them.
Well, it's funny because like, I mean, there's so much construction going on. People build homes back here, and I can imagine like back in the day, like everyone talks about the Whistler construction. Yeah. Not whatever. If there's a company called Whistler Construction, I apologize, but people are talking about like construction by people done in Whistler. Mm-hmm. Just back in the day, it was like just shit. Like I lived in a place in Alpine, and all the balconies on the outside, they all like kind of like they were like, they leaned into the place. Like when it rained, the water would run down the balcony, like into the house. Like it wouldn't run away. So this guy was like, all the time, it was like icing. He had to get everything ripped apart from the outside in, get it redone. Some guys like, we built this house like 20 years ago, sold it for like 20 million, whatever, well, 10 million.
Yeah,
and now some guys like got to pull it apart because it's built. Like,
it all depends on the contractor you get hired, right? Like just make sure you do your homework and look into it and make sure it's going to be done right, or else you might pay for it in the long run. But back when they were building the Whistler, there was nowhere near like the building codes that they have to follow now, nor any of the products that like we have to build with. So there's going to be some shitty houses, if you will, but
because when someone does restoration work, if the person did the work before it was garbage, and you guys go do the restoration work because whatever failed, plumbing failed, whatever it is, and say the last thing wasn't up to code, there's no you can't trace back to like.
Well, you can trace back to like
Dave's drywall or whatever, and
because you have to get a building permit for plumbing, and you have to get like a permit for the electrical, and then it has to come in to be inspected. So it meets code.
Oh,
but they didn't really have too many building codes back in the day. So now, if that happens, we have to upgrade it. We'll hire people to upgrade it, and then we have to get inspections to make sure it meets code. Then we can like proceed forward. Yeah,
it sounds like a mishmash, something like a Mike Holmes kind of thing. Stupid television show.
You can make a pretty sick reality TV show out of it for sure.
People do weird shit, right? Like, if you ever, is it like somebody's like,
it's insurance money, right? So people like the people that we deal with, like someone will like have a little flood, and they're like, "Yeah, I want like all new floors."
It's and like, if the floors are ruined and they had like linoleum,
like if like there are people who got like linoleum in there, like laundry room closet, and like it floods, and like all my hardwood needs to be replaced. It's like, well, that's not up to me. You need to talk to someone.
Well, it's estimated, right? Insurance person comes in, right? You can't just be like, hey, it's like when you wreck your car, you have an insurance guy comes in and tells you what they're going to give you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty good. So, it's like you get to deal with some cool people, some really nice people, see some really sweet houses. And then you obviously get the people that just try to take the insurance company for all they're worth.
I bet it happens a ton, man.
It's a good mix. Like it's like, going I would say it's like 60-40 bad to good.
Oh, really?
Well, because people are getting put out of their house too, right? So, and insurance is never really that quick. They have to like approve everything, the next step, everything. So, It's pretty funny like that.
I live on the third floor of an apartment, and I can't imagine if something flooded, if something in my place leaked and went down below.
Oh yeah.
Like how that problem can just run. Like,
oh dude, it's so bad. And,
insurance is
like hopefully you got enough insurance that it covers it too. Because if not, then people can backsue you. It's like oh shit, it gets really real really quick.
I don't want to talk about that. I keep my shit dry.
Good. Well, you know I can help you fix it anyways.
Yeah. Fucking A. So, what I was like I want to ask you about random things in general.
Yeah. Throw them.
We were talking before we started the podcast about just like we were going to talk about, because I didn't really have a plan. We were like, hey, you should write down something. Yeah, write down. I didn't write anything down, so I'm like kind of like just
free ball it.
But then we were talking about in the kitchen about how the pothole and shit in Nordic and everything.
Oh yeah,
it's really specific to Whistler. Sorry, everyone's name was Whistler.
Yeah.
So
there's this gnarly pothole in Nordic that is. It's just fucking like, it's a man-eating pothole. It'll swallow your car.
If you don't know Whistler, it's like
it's hilarious.
If you're not from Whistler or from here, this pothole in Nordic is like, it's like maybe half. It consists of like maybe 30 potholes in like a half kilometer, maybe a little bit less of
like 50 meters.
Well, yeah, but it's starting to make its way further like south.
Yeah.
Anyway, this pothole is like the butt of jokes, and we were talking about how Whistler memes.
Yeah, they need to bust out their like
be more influencer. Yeah, like
influencer status and be like, hey, yo, Muni, let's get this shit.
I saw them post today about it, and it's fucking Dead Man's Gulch in there, man. Like,
dude, it's horrible.
It's like it's massive. It's almost like
the best way to do it, like the best way to get it fixed, just draw a giant dick around it.
Right.
You know the Muni's gonna fix that shit right away. Like they don't want people driving into Whistler seeing a huge dick on the road. Like they're gonna fix that.
Yeah. Well, they put
so whoever wants to do that, yo, you're welcome for the idea because that'll get that shit fixed. I'm not gonna be that hero though.
So, I don't know what they're waiting for. Like I don't know if they have to wait for like dry weather, like the less fluctuation. Like
yeah, because if it's wet and it's not dry, like it freezes, it'll like start to slowly isolate.
There's no point fixing in the winter when it's like freezing in the ground, like ebbs and flows, right? But they put the orange signs there.
Yeah,
but it's
the plow just blows them over anyway.
There's a bunch of bad ones. Even down where I'm living here, there's like when it rains in the middle of winter, that puddle becomes huge. People like flood their cars out.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
Yeah, hydroplane like crazy,
dude. I
same with Nordic when like that same place where that fucking pothole is. That shit floods hard too.
How long have they been building roads for? Like how long have they been paving roads for?
They've been like Romans made roads. So
sure, I know, but like when have we been going like through like I know in the U.S. and Florida they use like concrete like for like some roads.
Yeah,
or whatever. It's just different. It doesn't look like
the roads in the States suck.
I don't get why like how they haven't figured that shit out yet.
It's beyond me, man.
Like, we can build. Well, we say we've been to Mars, the moon or whatever it is, been to the moon, but we can't permanently fix a pothole.
I know, it's crazy.
We can sell tape online in the middle of the night, like this, like fix every leak in your house with tape online.
Tape is crazy.
Yeah, but I think shout out to Whistler Memes. I think you guys do a great job. I think you need to be.
You're hilarious.
Giving
giving
the Muni more business about that road.
Oh shit! Yeah. Draw a dick around it.
Well, it's like small town problems, right? Like there's probably like small town problems. Like everybody from around the world comes here and they see it, but like if you live in a small town, there's always like the pothole.
Oh yeah, it's always like everybody knows you're on one pothole around that. You're like, fuck yeah,
that's pothole. It's a dumb conversation too because it's a fucking pothole, but it's funny when you're driving. Like, man, it's getting huge.
Yeah,
it is literally Dead Man's Gulch through there.
And it's like at least like I drive like a big F-350 for work and shit.
Yeah,
like both tires are in that pothole at one time. It's got like an 8-foot box,
so
it's that long. Like it's long.
You try to hover. You try to like.
You can't even dodge it either because like people are trying to dodge it on the other side because there's another pothole over there. It's like fucking suicide.
It's like they're protecting them and trying to keep them there. It's like they're trying to keep the hot springs from being overrun. They're trying to like not let this get filled in. But it is dangerous because you try to dodge it and you either straddle the line or you drive in the ditch.
In the shoulder.
Pretty much. It's crazy.
Anyway. Gotta break the law one way or another to miss those potholes. That's not safe, guys. Come on, now. Let's go.
That's pothole stuff, I guess. Well, that's probably a boring thing for people to listen to.
I can talk about that damn pothole all day.
It's fucked up, though, man. There's a couple battles.
Okay, let's stop talking about these damn potholes.
What I don't get is, I said this before, and I probably talked out of line, but can you, and I don't even know if you know, if you blow a tire or fuck up your car because of that pothole, what's the recourse? Your insurance company, or do you go to the roads and like? Because I don't think the Muni actually does the highway. I think it's actually like I think it's actually like the province that does the highway.
I'm not too sure, but
But if you blow your tire, can you do something with it? Can you go like, hey,
I'm sure you could call ICBC and they might tell you to get fucked, but
you're like, yeah, and your insurance rates will go up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
What do you pay for it? Do you pay huge insurance in your car?
No. It's like $141.
That's a lot to me.
I don't know.
When I was
like when I was 16, my insurance was like $269.
So was mine.
So now it's like 141. I was like perfect, and like my driver factor number I got checked out. It's like pretty good. It's like 0.6. So I'm getting a 40% discount.
You've been in big accidents in the car?
No, never been in an accident. No.
Oh, dude, sorry. You should not know what. I've been in a bunch, man. None of them are my fault.
A lot of speeding tickets though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how I got out of half of
What's
them.
your
But
biggest
like,
speeding ticket?
I was going 164 kilometers on the highway.
So is it 80 or is it 100?
It was a 100 zone.
Oh. You didn't go to jail with his car at all? They
Yeah, no, it was a pretty wild situation. Like,
yeah.
the cop like pulled me over, and he was like, "Oh, so why'd you pass that car like that?" And I was like, "Oh, like they were just being erratic, so I decided to pass them." He's like, "I was following them for 11 kilometers, and then you passed them, so I had to pull you over." And I was like, "Really shitty." He's like, "Yeah, can I have the keys to your car?"
Oh no.
And I was like, "No way, man. There's no way I'm giving you the keys to my car." So what did he do? He reached in my car and pulled the keys out of my ignition, bro. So I was like, I'm not touching you. I want to get shot or something crazy. So that happened, and I was sitting there, and he just wrote me like a $398 ticket, and there's 3 points on my license. So,
I mean, that's.
But he could have like impounded my car, stunt driving, like.
Well, wasn't like 40 over if it's like reckless driving? Like,
yeah, it was like reckless driving and
that's
endangerment
like
to the public. Like, dude, he could have raped
That's
me.
an issue. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
I don't do that shit anymore, though. There's no way.
Right.
I was like 19, 20.
I've done some dumb shit in my car tons of times, man.
Oh, dude, I don't even know if I can talk about the dumb shit I've done in my car.
Well, the biggest ticket I got, I was speeding. I got like a $200 ticket. I was doing like I was doing just at 40 over, going back from Fernie. So it was like 250. I think I got. It's like I knocked it down to like 39 or something.
He was nice.
Yeah. But I got pulled over one time. I had a speeding ticket. I was coming back from Ontario. I flew in. I knew my insurance was going to expire. It expires on the 31st of December all the time.
Yeah.
I flew back to BC from Ontario on December 31st. I was throwing a party here at my house that night.
Yeah.
This is like 2000 and whatever, 11, maybe 12, something like that. And so I'm coming out Granville Street. I know my insurance is expired. Like I know it's like the day after.
Yeah.
It expires on the 30th. But I Googled where I need to get to an insurance spot to get insurance.
Yep.
So I'm driving there from the airport. I'm like, I'll be able to make it. Airport, Granville, it's like 3 kilometers away with the insurance place.
Yeah.
So I'm come across the bridge in the airport, get on the highway, or get on Granville Street. Like, immediately, a cop pulls up, like, not behind me, like, in his lane. I'm in the middle lane, he's in the lane beside me, but he's, like, 2 cars back.
Yeah.
So my guy can't see me. You can totally see my license plate, and, like, the number on the back, right? So I get pulled over, like, 3 blocks up. He comes up, he's like, hey, you know your license? I'm like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, I know it's expired. I'm actually going to get insurance, because that doesn't help. He's like, you don't have insurance, so going to get it doesn't mean
it's any better.
So he's like, license registration, please. I'm like, sure. It's like, give my license registration. God, comes back. He's like, do you know your license is expired as well?
Shut up.
I'm like, no. He's like, your license, you have no insurance and no license. You know that, right? I'm like, I did not know that. He's like, get out of the car, please. And I'm
That's
like, holy
so
shit.
random.
He pulled me out. He frisked me. He had me he had the car open. He called the tow truck. At one point, he goes, everything in your car? He goes, what else is in your car? I'm like, I don't know. Some stuff in the trunk. He's like, what's in the trunk? I'm like, like a snow brush. He goes, open the trunk. He's yelling, like, holy fuck. So I open the trunk. There's like a snow brush and like other shit, like nothing.
Yeah. No dead bodies.
So he's like, who are you? And he's yelling at me. He's like making up this stupid scenario shit. Anyway, he's yelling at me. I'm like, I've walked back to kind of the side of the car. Now I'm like trapped between the door open. Like I'm like standing between where my door's open, like the steering wheel stuff.
Yeah.
He's yelling at me, pointing at me, stuff in my face, but being a drug dealer stuff. I'm like, I'm not a drug dealer. I'm like,
Dude, that's sketchy.
So
he
gave me a ticket, but he allowed me to get in the truck with the tow truck, like get in the truck with the driver of the tow truck, and the tow truck driver to drive me to the insurance place and get me sorted out.
That's sick.
It was $800 I had to pay for my no insurance and no license. $800. I'm like, that's cool. He was going to impound. He was going to impound my car.
Yeah, fair.
He's like, oh, I fucking see you driving. He's like, if I see you driving, I'm like, well, I'm going to get my I'm getting in the truck with the tow truck. He's like, anyway, that's probably the biggest thing I've ever gotten. But it wasn't because I don't think he said that reckless. Probably just reckless because I was just more irresponsible than reckless.
Yeah,
nothing fucking crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
cops, man, they'll pull anyone over for anything.
That's the biggest ticket I've ever gotten before. It's a huge amount of money. It was like $800. Right.
Dude, that's a big ticket. I've never had to pay that for a ticket.
On New Year's Day, yeah, it was like
$398. Biggest one I ever got.
Yeah, that's huge though.
Yeah.
Because
But I also had to pay $300 to get the points off my license too.
What do you mean? You can pay to get the points of your license?
When that happened, yeah.
You can pay a ticket and actually get rid of the points?
Yeah.
Really? That sounds corrupt.
Well, when I did, it was like
I'm not
it was X amount of dollars per point, and if you didn't pay them off then it would get added on to your insurance, and your insurance premiums would go up. But that was like before ICBC decided to really screw everyone.
Well, they changed their rates recently, right, or something? It's like that no fault thing. Who cares?
I don't know.
It's
they're
fucking
crooks. It doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah.
20%. Ooh, sweet.
But the thing that's fucked is like when I was 16, I had a Camaro. I was a piece of shit, but my insurance is $250.
Yeah, dude,
When I was 16, it's like that's like 1994.
Yeah.
And like it was still $250. Now and back then, like my insurance if I was an adult driving would have been like $80 a month.
Yeah.
The difference is crazy. Now, like when you're 16 now, I can't. How much is your fucking insurance now?
So when I was in the insurance place last, I was like looking into some things like this, and so right when you're a new driver, you start with a driver factor of 1.17 because you've got no driving experience. So they base this like driver factor number off of the 1 point. So if you're at 1, you're paying 100% of the premium. So if you're at 1.17, you're paying 17% more than the premium. So mine's at 0.6. So I'm paying 40% less than the premium.
That's max. That's the max discount, right? That's what I have too.
I think Nick, you can go down more.
Because I have like 40%, 40 points, 40% off the max, and that's like they say you can't go any more than that.
Well, if that's it, then sweet.
It's still like $160 a month, man.
Yeah, my insurance has gone up $10 every year since 2017.
I mean it's not crazy bad, but I mean
it's BC. I expect it.
You know what's screwed up? I've been in accidents out here. I've had like what do I have? I had a car written off, barely. Just got dinged in the back, but it was like a Volkswagen Mark II GTI. It was sick, but it got dinged in the back with unibody construction, so it was like all one body.
Yeah, so twisted, scooped.
Well, it was a dent like the size of like maybe like a garbage can lid in the back, and he's like, "Well, the whole thing's written off because your car's too old. That dent's going to cost. Like, you got to cut it out. Well, it's like $4,000 to fix."
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck!" So I got that. So I got a new car. I got that paid off. I didn't get screwed on that.
Sick.
I got a couple of times I had car troubles in BC, and I got like it was fine. I didn't have any trouble. Like I got paid out for whiplash. Like I got a couple times, like once.
Yeah. I
didn't even ask. Like what happened? I'm gonna get whiplash. Like cool. Like we have to pay out. Like for what?
Yeah. So you should just be quiet about it. That's
yeah. I mean I don't know.
If you take the payout and then you have future problems with your neck, then now you're done. Like, but if you don't take it, then they have to like figure it out after, right?
Well, I think there's a point of no return on both sides. Like if you don't take the payout, you can't just hover over them for the next like 30 years. I think it's like probably like a 4 or 5 year like statute of limitations or whatever.
Yeah, there's got to be like they can't just leave that shit hanging.
But I think they gave me. I got rear-ended by a guy who I found out later had a few beers. And he was a Welcome employee. And he was like a manager of a department or whatever. And I didn't know that, but anyway, I got a payout. They hit me from behind. I was like trying to merge from the road by Nestor's.
Yeah.
I was looking at the passenger, like my driver.
Like coming out white gold there. Like right. Fuck,
yeah,
that's a shitty merge.
I know. At these schools, nobody wants to stop, and so I tape on there from the build. I'm looking at the back like this, and he hits me, so my neck was like this. My stereo popped out of the dash. I think it hit pretty hard.
Holy shit, your stereo popped?
Yeah, it popped out. It was a shitty stereo, but it popped out of the dash. What? And he's like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry. I thought I saw you go." So he gunned it like she was behind me. I was like, "Bam!" I'm like, "He's like, go forward." And anyway,
was he looking at his phone?
Dude, this I don't even know the life. This is like, what was this like?
Did that phone come with a shoulder strap?
This is like 11 years ago.
Okay, so it had a shoulder strap for sure.
Yeah, it was probably like he was probably looking at his phone, like the one of the old school car phone. But anyway, yeah. So I was fucked up. Like my neck was fucked up from it. But ICBC, I didn't really know much about like whole program stuff, and then they paid me up for that. But they were good. I've heard of nightmare stories. But anyway.
Yeah, dude. I've never been involved in one. Thank goodness. I don't know anybody that has, so that's good.
One of the coolest topics to talk about is car insurance. It keeps people riveted to the conversation.
Oh man, ICBC, don't even get started.
Right. I think cars, like, it's kind of like a cultural thing. Everyone talks about their first car, what's their favorite car.
Yeah. Oh man, my first car was sick. Yours was a Camaro, yeah? Yeah, I had like a beige soccer mom, like Mazda Tribute.
Minivan.
No, Mazda Tribute. It was an SUV. Oh, it was sick.
Like a Ford Escape type shit or something like that?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much the exact same thing. Yeah, but like Mazda's version of it. Yeah, it was sick. So my buddies, they just called it like the rolling hot box. Like every time I got pulled over for anything, they were like, "Step up the car." I'm like, why? They're like, "How much weed do you have in here?" I'm like, "None," because we just smoked it. But like, I didn't obviously say that to him. Right. I was like, "Yeah, none." It's like, "Yeah, dude." It's hilarious. Like first cars, like.
I had a buddy of mine who had a Ford or a Mercury. I don't know what it's called. So I think this is confused. So it was there was a Mercury Capri, but it was kind of like a Ford Escort. It wasn't like a Capri wagon, the big things.
Oh yeah.
It was like I don't even know if it was Capri. Anyway, what a piece of shit! It blew up in his driveway. We came from a party one night. He was late because like be home by 1 o'clock. Which is the worst thing to do when you're a parent and your kids are going out driving. Making them go home by 1 o'clock just means they're going to be drinking. They're going to drive home. Well,
you just hope your kid's not going to do that, though, obviously, right? Like, you put the benefit of the doubt in your kid. You're like, clearly, like, I taught my kid good enough not to drink and drive. But, like,
you should make them come home before the bars open, or, like, before, like, I don't care. Anyway, this guy's car blew up. But it was his first car, and he's like, yeah, we love your first car no matter how fucking garbage it is, right?
Oh, dude, the car was sick. Yeah. It was had, like, heat seats, like, everything automatic. Like, I've never had a car that didn't have everything automatic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, my mom worked at Mazda, right? So when I got, like, it came in on a trade-in, and the lady wanted too much, so they said no. And then my mom just called her up right away and was like, I'll give you this much for it. And they're like, okay, cool.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. So I got lucky. I got lucky. And then I traded it in for a truck, and then traded that truck in for a car. And
like my mom had a couple connections with some local car dealers. Like her friends of her, like husbands had wives who worked as like receptionists, or like whatever at the dealership. Like, wow, my friend, whatever, Suzanne can get a deal. Like, we could get a deal on a car. Or, like, it was always a used car. It was like,
that's a fucking...
I learned how to drive standard on a test drive of a Suzuki Sidekick. I think I broke it. I think I took it.
Did I burn the clutch out? Yeah.
Yeah, I totally burned the clutch out.
Good thing it's a test drive and I don't have to pay for that shit.
Yeah, this is super funny.
I learned how to drive stick in the snow with snowboard boots on. To one of my homies.
Right.
Just fuck it.
Summer boots are pretty easy to drive in, or no?
Yes and no. Like, you still don't, like, ski boots are clearly way more stiff than a snowboard boot, but, like, it's still, you don't want flex in your ankle, so there's none of, like, you can't, like, push your foot down. Your whole leg down. You're just pushing your whole leg down, kind of. And if you got a thick boot with a large, like, boot print, as opposed to, like, a smaller boot print of, like, dude, you can fucking...
If you had a big boot,
yeah. Like, sometimes I'm, like, accidentally, like, pressing on my brake and the gas at the same time, and it's like, oh, shit.
It's
pretty funny though.
I used to snowboard for a while, and I had a pair of boots a couple years ago. I went snowboarding. I got my foot caught under the brake, like kind of in between the brake and the gas. It was like kind of like half gas, obviously no brake, but I couldn't get it out. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but just made me panic. I was in a no problem situation. Whatever.
Full hazard driving. Any type of fucking ski or something.
I see old men in Whistler driving fucking with ski boots on all the time.
Well, that's
like, I don't see them drive, but I see them get out of the car with their boots on. Like, they throw their skis in the back of the truck, and they just get in the car and drive away. I'm like, you are wearing ski boots.
Yeah. Like, walk mode's not that good. Like, it's not, like,
I don't know if age or what. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where...
Dude, they're old men. They're tried and true. Fucking it works. They got it. Like,
they're just setting their ways. Like,
for sure. Setting their ways.
I think it's like old school things like back in the day. I mean...
How's your beer? Is that empty yet or what?
Hey, well,
mine is. So I'll take it.
Sure. I see the sound.
Yeah, I just heard that.
Travels through like a big time sound traveling program.
We're doing some dampening pads on these.
I think better equipment. I think it's a problem. But I've seen like old dudes and seniors driving around. I've seen. I don't know how it works. I don't know why they get away with it. And they always come and they can't stop. They kind of into the curb a little bit. They get in a snowbank.
Yeah.
But there's like that old school. There was that post on Facebook yesterday, 2 days ago, of like that history of Whistler, and there was like 200 photos in somebody's Facebook page, in someone's Facebook gallery. And it was like back in the day, like it had like
totally missed that one.
Oh, I went through it. I went like a rabbit hole. There's so many photos to go through. There was like
that's sick though.
The original like Myrtle Phillips squat or something like that. There was like aerial views of Whistler where it was like just Tapley's and like some other random bars around. There was some photos of like it was just dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
In the village, obviously old school Creekside, and there was like just some cool photos just like from the past 50, 60 years of this place that we're at. And I'm thinking about like all those old school guys that have been here, like, oh, I've been here for 30 years, the rules don't apply to me, I'm driving my ski boots, whatever the fuck you want, right? And it's like they're gonna kill somebody or whatever. Just But then nothing happens.
No.
Everyone's just fine.
Yeah.
I think we all worry about things.
I worry too much.
I stress a ton and worry about things, and like I don't know if you do, but like
I used to a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore. I just fuck it.
I mean,
easier to not care.
I think I'm bad for worrying about things. And
worrying is like stressing yourself out
for
something you don't want to happen.
Well, it's like worrying
you're hyping yourself up for the shittiest thing that you don't want to happen, and it's probably not going to happen because we're worrying about it. It's like,
well, I'm a storyteller. I tell myself stories all the time.
Oh, me too. My mind runs wild, but I just know to ignore them.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, you're just talking to yourself.
But like,
you know, some people don't have an inner monologue. How crazy is that?
Those people are just lying.
They must be, but I read it the other day. I was like, what the fuck?
Like when you're in the shower, are you like, I would have said, oh, this is this guy. I would have been, this person thinks maybe this. Do you make these like your own hearsay and conjecture in your own head about things? Like,
dude, I talk to myself all the time. Like, I'm like, well, you know, you always got to consult the smartest person you know. So you got to talk to yourself first, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's funny. Like in school, I'd be like, yeah, and people be like, are you talking to yourself? Be like, yeah. Like I read kind of like I whisper when I read so I can hear myself.
Yeah.
And like I definitely talk out loud to figure out problems at work. Okay, like what in the fuck is going on here, and what in the fuck am I gonna do to figure this out? Like I'd be like, are you okay over there?
I think
just kind of going crazy
to keep yourself occupied. I don't know. I definitely have these like when I'm in the shower. I'm like, oh, like definitely stress about things I shouldn't stress about on a regular basis.
The shower is a loose cannon for thought processing. Anything can happen in there. You never know what's gonna go down. You can go in there so emotionally strong, and the next thing you know, it's like fucking
just cold water pouring on you near the corner, crying. I don't think I've ever cried in the shower.
No.
I mean, I'm not against it. I just don't think I've ever done it.
I remember my buddy busted his leg, and we had a shower chair because he couldn't stand up, and like that was the best thing ever.
I don't know what.
Shower chair, like sit down in the shower. He's like, man, you got to try it, and I like tried it, and I was like, holy shit!
You know what?
To me,
changer. It's fine as long as there aren't a lot of people using the shower.
It was just me and him.
Yeah, that's fine because
we were like homies for like 5 years. So it's like fuck it.
You know what? I've been to Japan a couple of times. They have these onsen spas, and it's all I call it the dick bath. I don't know.
Never been
I don't know
to
what it's
Japan.
called. What girls call it. But it's like so you can these onsen spas. It makes you lose any type of like you can't have any type of insecurity or like anything going in these things or just like any type of germaphobe thing. Like, it's super clean in there. It's not bad, but like you walk in and it's like a community bath. So it's like hot tubs.
I don't even bath, bro.
It's like natural, but it's like, but when you clean,
just shower people. Like I shower, I just don't take baths.
No, but the thing is, the shower is actually pretty cool. The experience is interesting, but it's not. It's like the one I kept going to a lot, which I haven't have experience with a lot of them, but I've been to like 3 or 4 different ones, and all of them had like you go in, you get a locker, and you get a towel. You pay like $11 or whatever, $10, whatever. You go in, you get a locker towel, and then you go and change, and you strip down, and you get naked, and then you get a little towel, and you have like you go into the shower area, and it's like stalls, like
prison.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I've never been. I just seen the shows and shit.
It's like little tiny stools, like as big as milk crates, like however big the place is. This place had like say 20 of them.
Yeah.
Those little like stool with like a sink and a shower, a sink and like a little like a mirror, and you can water goes everywhere. There's no like you're not by yourself. There's like just naked dudes all over the place. And then you sit down on this little stool and you have this like wand, like the wand, shower wand.
Yeah.
And you pump yourself out with some shampoo, you put on, you just like shower yourself while you're sitting there, like kind of like sitting there, like your knees into your chest, like showering.
That's so bizarre.
And then you get out, then you can go into the hot bath, like the steam bath.
So you like wash yourself before you actually.
But you're sitting like beside a guy, like, and you know,
is there like a small partition wall or anything? It's just like as close as
just
dudes,
now. Yeah. And the women's the same thing on the other side. It's like they separate men and women.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're all that way, but this one was. It's super nice, but.
That'd be cool.
But you don't have a
just the experience.
Your conversation with yourself and that is like, oh, this is crazy. As a Westerner, you're like, you know.
Oh yeah, totally bizarre.
But like when you talked about like having a shower chair, I'm like, what I was getting at, the ultimate in like,
dude, comfort and relaxation.
Yeah.
You want to get some deep thoughts in the shower? Get a chair, folks.
Yeah.
That shit will change your life.
But as long as it's
like hour-long showers, and you won't even be doing anything. You're like, oh shit.
It's just weird to have that like sit down in a shower. Like sitting down naked is kind of strange.
It is weird.
It's strange.
And especially if it's not like, especially when you're not like submerged.
Yeah,
the water is just like falling on you.
That's why I don't understand anybody's taller than like 4 foot 5 inches can have a bath because like your knees are bent out of the shower. Like it's kind of things are. It just doesn't seem. I'm not. Unless you have a huge soaker tub, like one of those like
a jacuzzi shit.
So,
like,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
But, like having a bath.
But that's like it's like a hot tub but a bath. You know what I mean? It's like a hot tub inside your house.
Sure, yeah, no.
But if you're that baller, just put your hot tub inside your house. Like, what do you need a jacuzzi for?
Well,
like my homies got one in their house on the second floor in Chilliwack. It's sick as shit.
A jacuzzi.
No, a hot tub, a full on like
inside
6-person hot tub. Yeah.
But isn't it like steam, like fuck up the house and like
no.
bring a restoration guy in?
It's a super sick room. It's like it's got a huge bar and like a shower, and then it's got the hot tub in it. Like their parents' like master suite like links onto it with a door.
Right.
And the entertainment games room is just up through another sliding door. So it's like kind of like the area where like it all goes down there. It's pretty sick, like being like 14, 15, 16, and like bringing all these like biddies over and like having these like sick hot tub parties and like just free reign of like all the bottles on the shelf and shit. Like,
man, when you're a teenager,
joyriding his parents' Mercedes Benz at like 15 years old and shit, doing dumb stuff, man.
Dude, everyone does that. I mean, I remember I had a friend visit me. He was always in Whistler visiting, and he was here for other reasons, but we hung out for a while. We just reminiscing about high school stuff and the shit that goes down. And like, you know, we're different generation apart, but I think for the most part, everything's kind of the same. Experiences are kind of the same.
Oh,
if you go up like the country, it's kind of the same. If you go up in the city, it's kind of the same.
Yeah, Chilliwack was definitely country.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it sounds like it is. I mean, I wouldn't expect.
It was like it's a mix of both. Definitely like rednecks for sure.
Yeah.
But like now, a lot of people, because they can't afford to live too many places, like you get more like city dwellers, people that are like trying to change it, and they're doing facelifts, which is good, like rebuilding the community a bit. So it's nice. But when I was like growing up there and shit, like casual weekend, pallet fire down at the river, everyone's ripping dirt bikes, shooting guns, like skeet shooting and stuff. So it's like just drinking beer. So
running from the cops when they show up.
No, they can't really come down because it's like crown land. Like nobody. Well, I guess not crown land, I guess, but like they can't really do much when you're in the riverbed. Like, come get me. I'm like in this, like, you know, because the river in Chilliwack, like it's the Fraser, it drops so low after the snow melt. So like in the fall, like in like August, September, October, you can drive like right into the middle of the river.
But then
like you're like a kilometer in.
Yeah, but if you could drive there, well, the cops can drive there.
Not in their cars and shit.
Well, how do you get there? How would you drive there in your car?
In a truck.
Oh,
you get there.
But I mean,
huge truck.
Like what I'm getting at is like when I was a kid, we'd have bush parties in Ontario, like big forest.
The only time the cops came is when we got like really fucked up and people were like getting beat up. There's some not cool things that happened at that river. Yeah, and that's when the cops would show up. Any other time, they didn't give a shit. But if like people were getting like beat up and there was like big brawls and stuff, like that's when like
probably a good idea.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But other than that, like it's so far out their way, man. Like it's so far away.
It's weird because when I was a kid, we would go to the forest, have a party, and the cops show up all the time. The cops would be like, we'd be deep in the forest. Like,
no way, really?
But like I lived in this town called Anton Mills, and it was like kind of near the forest area and stuff. And it's called the Henry Forest. It was all like crown land. I don't know if crown land. And we would have huge parties, like giant parties, and the cops would show up, and they would like. Me and like 5 of my friends lived around the area, so we could like we could just take off in the forest, and we'd be fine.
86 out of there. Yeah.
Everybody from our high school came from town, from Barrie and stuff, and they'd be like, "We don't want to go." And we had friends follow us. We would leave their cars and stuff, but we would they got busted all the time, like all the time. And then the cops would go, and then with an hour later, everyone was back there again doing the same thing. Like,
we had the same place, but it was never like at the river. Like the river is where you went on like the weekends to like get fucked up and be a redneck and shit. But during the week, we would host these parties it was called Fairfield Park. It's this huge sports complex on Fairfield Island in Chilliwack. There's like 4 baseball diamonds and like 8 soccer fields. Yeah. Huge parking lot, little concession stand building. So we would always throw parties there, like at nighttime, and we just got like huge trucks to come in and like rip down the chains that were there. And like one time there was like 350 people there having a party. Like it was just nuts. Cops came and same shit. Like everybody, because there's like so many different exits and entrances to the park because there was like a trail that went around.
Yeah.
So everybody just boom, like ants gone. Like 45 minutes later, come back. Cops come back. Boom, do it again. Yeah. But it was funny because we go from like over here where the baseball diamonds in the parking lot were to like over here by the elementary school that's attached to it to just go drink on the playground. Then they come there and they'd be like, oh shit, boom, go back over here, just back and forth.
You know what would be funny if you were
just so funny, man.
When
like
you pull in this area, I see like your headlights in the cop car. You're like, oh, just start scattering. It'd be kind of funny to see as a police officer, like watching like
you can like hear them laughing, like when they're like chasing you down and shit. And they're like grabbing people by the backpack and like just pulling them to the ground. You're just dumping out your liquor. Like they're not gonna give you like a fine or you're not gonna get like in shit. You're young, they know that, right? But it's just so funny. Like, dude, legally you can't even look at my backpack unless I say yes.
They
don't give a shit because you're a minor at that point, right? So they're like, fuck
Yeah.
you. So
And everyone there is just like, I just remember thinking about like
Grandma.
the scatter, and like they're like, we see everyone.
Yeah.
We see you. And everyone's like, no one knows where to go, and like
yeah.
you can't take your car anywhere. And it was always
It was so pitch black, like you could like
the fire was out of control, and everyone's so high, or fuck if you couldn't, no one really could function.
Yeah, we couldn't have fires there because it was like a parking lot, right? Like it was an actual like baseball diamond, like it was like the city of Chilliwack, like took care
down by the river,
you know what I mean? Down by the river, hell yeah. But like, dude, if you're in the middle of the riverbed, like having like a 50 pallet fire is like nothing. Like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
But I remember one time we busted out the chains at Fairfield Park. FFP is what they call it and shit. And fuck, we brought in pallets, bro, and had a fire in the parking lot, and fucking, shit hit the fan, cops were there, fire department was there.
Really?
After that, they legitimately put up a gate because of my generation of kids that would fuck up and get fucked up and party there. And you know, like, now you can't do it. Like, you'd have to hit it with, like, you're gonna wreck your vehicle if you try to do it now.
You know what's funny? We talk about things getting ruined by people, like, you know, ruin it for everybody else.
But, like, we didn't ruin anything. Like, nothing got wrecked. You know what I mean? Ever. We were like very respectful of like the property besides like partying there. But yeah, like just hilarious.
I wonder. I mean, it's probably. I mean, it's gonna still be happening.
Oh yeah, for sure. You just
really,
gotta walk.
Nothing really changes, right? Like if you think about, in my opinion, like I would guess that if I went back to my high school now, I would get in trouble for being there probably. But like if I went back to my high school now, or just
don't jump in a van.
Went back to high school days to be able to like oversee what's happening to people in high school now. That forest is still there where I live. There's still kids in that town.
Yeah.
There's still like that same clearings.
100%.
Everything's still the same. People still drink booze and get fucked up. Maybe it's more like vaporizers and like, you know, like other stuff. But now it's gonna still be happening. I don't get it. I don't like.
Well, there's a spot that like I grew up on a street called Angus Drive, and like my best friend literally lived like a fucking stone's throw away. Like I could throw a baseball from my house and like hit his like driveway.
Right.
And so there was this like a lot of land that ran along the slough was what we call it. It was just like a runoff of like the Fraser.
Yeah.
But they closed it off. So it was like very stagnant and slow moving. And so when we were young, kids would go in there and drink and party and get fucked up and like do that kind of shit, have like small fires and stuff. And then when we started to get older, we like built jumps in there for our bikes and we did all that kind of stuff, but we still hung out there and did all that. And then kids still to this day do it in the same spot. It's still there. I go when my dad had the house on the street still. I would go check it out just to see what the hell was going on in there. Yeah. And like some of the stuff we built when we were young was still there, and like kids were still hitting it. You're like, holy shit!
Yeah.
But recently, the entrance from the street I grew up on, there's like a bunch of neighbors that got together and they just cut down a bunch of trees and then fell them across the path so nobody can get in there now.
Right.
Just because like it can get out of hand though, man. Like there's houses that border that whole area, so if it did catch on fire or if someone did that, like it would cause a lot of damage.
I agree. I mean, there's obviously
and like man, the parties that would be had in there, like dude, like people don't want to hear like 50 to 100 kids. Like I totally get it now, but we never had parties in there. We didn't drink in there. That was like where we went to like go dig and to like have fun and like ride bikes. Like we all didn't really start drinking until we were like 17, 18.
I didn't get drunk for the first time. My first time getting drunk.
Really started drinking, you know, like occasionally you have a couple of drinks with your buddies, like 14, 15, 16, and like the hot tubs and like what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, like actually like drinking and like partying and shit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's people. Actually, I have no idea, but I feel like it's like there's less. I don't even know. I feel like in public schools, things like kids are doing things earlier. But I don't think it's like the same. I think kids are doing things earlier in their life. I don't think it actually pertains to like getting fucking wasted and partying. I think it's a little bit different.
Well, like it's funny because like if I had started drinking earlier, like I did later in life, I probably wouldn't have drank as much as I did. Yeah. Late in life, I did. You know what I mean? I probably would have had it out of my system. I would have been partied out. I'm like, hey, it's just like a waste of my time.
I wonder if it's like in the U.S. where like you can't drink till you're 21. Even if people drink before then, but like. If that, like, I've had this conversation with a bunch of people who's in the ski industry who've been, like, experiencing Europe and stuff, people from Europe and stuff, and how, like, you can drink wine there when you're, like, 12. It's, like, it's a different...
It's cultural. It's, like, part of the culture.
So,
it's, like, ingrained in
there are alcoholics there, for sure, people drink, but it's a different... There's, like, this bender culture that we have.
Yeah, like, the binge drinking party.
In universities, especially, right? It's, like, bender
culture.
Bad. I don't know that it's been, like, so long, but, like, I feel like we have this culture where it's either like on or off.
Full send or no send.
Yeah, and then if you full send, you love full sending, you just never stop full sending.
dude, full send was real for a hot minute in my life. But yeah, no,
for
totally,
sure.
I get it. Like, there's you either have fun or you're not having fun. And I think people want to just make as much money and have as much fun as they can nowadays. That like they don't want to stop having fun,
Dude,
or they don't want to take the time to like put in the work to have fun later or whatever. Like,
there were dudes I would go partying with at bush parties. They'd bring a 2 for them. They wouldn't share because they think I need these.
yeah, like all 24 of those motherfuckers. You need those. Like, what are you trying to do to yourself, man?
And maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. I didn't drink them all, but I feel like there was guys to be
They probably did.
Dude, I started, my first time I got drunk, I was 16. It doesn't take me much to get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need like 20 beers. If I have 20 beers, I'm fucked.
If I have 20 beers, I'm blind.
Yeah, right? So, but there was a guy that I remember going, like, yeah, I need these. I'm like, for what? He's like, to sit on. He's like, no, I'm going to drink them. I'm like, I mean, they're football guys, big dudes, but I'm like, man, that's a ton of, even like, when you're 17, that's a ton of booze. Or
That's
18.
a shitload of beer.
Yeah,
man. But like,
sure.
You can process it so fast. Like, when you're that young, it's crazy. Like,
well, you don't eat anything. You just sit there, like, it's just you're in the forest. Or, yeah, I don't know.
Who knows, man? I could never drink a 2-4. Like, I remember this one time we were camping down.
Even just fluid alone, the amount of fluid, like the amount of you have to drink,
that's so much.
Or not.
Yeah, we were camping down Chilliwack Lake Road one time, and we'd always go to this like one spot. It was on the other side of like this like small like, it was not like a dike, but it was just like an embankment that you could like go up and over, and the river was there.
Yeah,
there's a couple sick fucking camping spots.
Yeah,
and so one year we're camping there, and there's a group of people across the street. We got the good spot on that side. They got the shitty spots, just like a big open field. So when it's like 30 degrees in the summertime, it's like a dick. So we went over there and like started partying with them one day and just like drinking and all this shit. And so these 2 girls were beer bonging, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's not how you beer bong. And she was like, oh, yeah, fucking show me. So I like beer bonged, and she's like, holy shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, I bet you I could do my whole 15 case. And she's like, oh yeah, fucking prove it.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So like I'd already had a couple beers out the 15 case. So like I went back with I think there was like 10 beers. And then, like, I did, like, 10 in a row. And then I literally died after that, like, almost. But it was super funny.
It literally means different than what you beat.
Yeah, but, like, after I was done, I turned around, and there's this huge jacked motherfucker standing behind me. I was like, yo, dude, what's up? He's like, that's my girlfriend. I was like, cool, well, we were just beer bonging, so peace out, dude. And I, like, dropped his beer bong on the ground. He's like, don't drop my fucking beer bong on the ground. So that was the start to the inevitable shitty end. After that, all our other homies showed up with pallets. Oh, dude, this is so typical Chilliwack. Funny as fuck.
Chilliwack sounds like
it's just funny. It's just funny how it happened because these people were from like Langley or somewhere. Fucking, I don't even know. But so my homies came with pallets in the back of their truck, and they were over the embankment. Like, we were clearing the space, getting everything ready, and so we walked fucking back up and over, and these motherfuckers across the street are stealing our shit, are stealing all our wood.
Oh yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, right. So we call them on it, and so it's getting like pretty shitty, pretty aggressive. Like there's like probably like 10, 15 people from there and 10, 15 of us like standing in the street, like ready to like fucking actually fight.
Over wood.
Everybody, well, like we're all so fucking drunk, man. It's like Canada Day long weekend, hammered, like tensions that are already high. Nah, just some people, but Chilliwack has a lot of some of those people.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, fucking cops started coming down the street because they always patrol that street on like long weekends because people camp. You're allowed to camp there, but you're not allowed to drink because it's public.
Right.
So they come around and like give everybody fines and dump out all their liquor, and then same fucking thing every year. But that they rolled up to that, and so there's like 2 cop cars, 4 cops get out. They're like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like,
so the rumble.
Dude, yeah, and then the cops made them give back all our wood.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, we got all our shit back, and they're like, "You guys are fucking out of here." Like,
that's awesome.
If we hear about this again, like someone's getting fucked up. But they did pour out our Texas Mickey.
You know what's
that sucked.
Yeah, it's funny when you think of police officers and cops. And I'm like, I have friends who are cops now back in Ontario.
So do I.
They're actually pretty good friends.
I partied so fucking hard with those motherfuckers.
Yeah, like how friends that are, my friends that are cops. How bad did you have to lie to get that job? I think there's the guys who actually are the ones who, for the most part, I'm gonna say like maybe not everyone, all of them are like they get it when they see it. They're like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, I think they're the chill cops. They're like, oh yeah, we did that. We're not gonna like reprimand you too hard. We'll just give you a warning because like I got a warning. Like if I was a cop, I would give people warnings for speeding all the time because I get them.
Well, I get.
I just want to like put that good karma out there, you know.
But the thing is like, there's some stuff that like, and I don't want the ticket, but sometimes when you're speeding, it's not safe to be speeding.
Dude, I never said it was safe.
No. What I'm saying is like when they let you off.
Every time I'm caught speeding, it's like I'm the only car on the road.
But the warning is never the warning wears off. A ticket wears off. Like, I get a ticket, let's say I got a ticket like last week, let's say, for example, I didn't get one, but if I did, I would probably speed again.
I do not. I like the fastest I'll go is like maybe 10 over the speed limit now. Like
sure,
but dude, like I was speeding. Like I would have lost my license for like a year.
I'm speaking in general. I'm not saying I would.
Yeah. Like, I know what you're saying. Like I got one for a seatbelt. Boom, no big deal. Like, guess what I got again?
Sucks,
another fucking seatbelt ticket because I was like, God damn it! Like
seatbelt one is bullshit.
That's horse.
I got a friend of mine who got pulled over a few years ago. He was texting, I guess he was driving or using his phone, whatever. It's before there was actually, I don't know, maybe just came into being illegal to text and drive. And he's like, you know why I pulled you over? He's like, no, I don't know why. He's like, well, you're texting and driving. He's like, no, I wasn't. He's like, yeah, I could see your face was lit up because like he's on his phone. And like, it's on a dark car. I mean, it's totally obvious.
Especially at nighttime too. It's like obviously you're not looking at your fucking laptop.
I wonder what.
But you can. So
I would say like because texting and driving is way more dangerous than speeding.
Texting and driving is like
fucking awful.
Shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
I know I record stupid videos when I drive, but
your phone's on your dash, right?
Yeah, I have a mount, so like I literally just click record.
I'm pretty sure the rule.
But like they just changed, and like if I get caught, like have you seen the new distracted driving laws?
No.
Oh man!
But if you should
pull those up right now. Let's read them. They are atrocious.
It used to be
you can't even talk to a passenger now. You're not supposed to like touch your radio, like adjust your radio. You can't drink or eat.
Dude.
Like so bad.
Dude.
You weren't recording.
I am on the phone.
Okay. Now. We're good now. It'll have to change. We'll fix it up.
That's hilarious.
My phone's got a good camera now for sure. Fuck, what am I doing? Anyway.
That's okay.
Good thing I'm looking up. So, I'm going to just brush by that whole issue right there. We're just going to continue.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, we're good.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Doug.
But the distracted driving thing, wait a minute. What do you mean?
They just put out new distracted driving laws. They came into effect February 1st, 2020, and they are fucking horrible.
Well, I mean, distracted driving is bad, but like, what?
Like excessively loud music, no eating or drinking. You're not supposed to talk to your passenger. You're not supposed to adjust your radio.
What?
Like, yeah. So like my homies and I have this huge group chat now that everybody's like moved from Whistler and everybody's around the world everywhere. They posted it in our like group chat, and it's just absolutely unreal.
Really?
Yeah, and it came from like the government of BC website. Like
distracted driving about 2020. 5 things to know about the DOT.
I hope it's not true, man. But like generally the guys do their research and they make sure that it's right. Because
who are these guys you speak of?
Oh, they're the boys.
Canada's new laws in 2020. What you need to know. I just want to find. Wait. It says. It says. So I saw that's a $1,400 fine. Okay, wait.
Well, you don't want that.
Change it to the Divorce Act. That's not what I'm talking about.
No. These you just pulled up all the laws.
New vaping regulations. Fucking vaping.
Get that shit out of here.
I thought I typed in distracted driving laws.
Distracted looks.
Yeah, CAA national.
See what's going on. I don't know, but yeah, they were not fucking.
2 or more infractions within 12 months can result in the 3 to 12 month probation.
Oh yeah, they don't fuck around, man.
Handheld phone. Okay, handheld phone. Okay, everybody, listen to that. This is legitimate. Handheld phone legislation. So the first fine is $543.
Yeah,
with
4 demerits. Holy fuck.
Fair enough, man, because people get murdered. That's in British Columbia. In Ottawa, in Alberta, it's half that, and you lose less demerit points.
Yeah.
$287. In Manitoba, it's almost $700. Ontario has this increasing scale of idiotness, and if you do it a bunch of times...
Well, that makes sense.
Your third conviction can cost you anywhere from $615 to $3,000.
Holy fuck. Don't do that.
In general, it's bad. Yukon, $500. None of it.
They even get signal in the Yukon?
None of it says nothing.
Like, do they even have handheld devices in none of it? Like, do they have cell phone towers out there?
Super rude.
I'm sure they do, but like, you know what I mean?
Well, there's no fine.
That's like not being rude.
It says nothing at this time.
It's like not being rude. It's like how great is the signal out there? If anybody can chime in on that, like
basically the idea.
What is it like, and what carriers and providers do you get? Like
basically, if you're in Nunavut, you can use your phone and do whatever the fuck
like
you want.
Like a landline.
Yeah, a landline. What's the next one? British Columbia Saskatchewan. That's just the laws for handheld devices.
Yeah, fuck the laws.
Fair enough, man. I mean, I can't say I'm innocent. It happens, and it's like it's almost like there's an addiction that you have to break as well as not using your phone while you're driving.
Yeah,
like
straight up.
Two things. It's like it's irresponsibleness, and there's also like an addiction to like because I mean, I'm not trying to cop out here, but
No, I know what you're saying. I get it.
Like distracted driving laws. I want to see the one you're saying where it's like you can't even.
It's in my phone. I'd have to go get my phone.
You can't even look at your passenger.
No.
The rules must be different. Let's just look at BC's laws here. So like distracted drive. Oh, what? Even hands-free mode, and drivers not can't use electric device even in hands-free mode. So if you're a new driver in N, you can't even like touch your fucking radio.
I know, dude.
It's distracted driving, sure, but like they should.
I get it. But
the deal is then
it's pretty crazy just to like the extent that they went to.
If they make the rules that stiff.
It's pretty.
There should not be radios allowed in cars. Take the radio out. Take the passenger seat out. Like, don't even. You can't. If it's not legal to do something.
Yeah, well, like driving's not meant to be like fun. It's meant to be a mode of transportation. So I
know
think that's what they're trying to like deter.
Sure, but then like
car parties and shit.
Sure, but then it should be like you should be getting audio cues as to when your gas is getting low. You shouldn't have to look at things like I have an audio cue of how fast you're driving, so you have to look at anything.
Yep.
Anyway. I'm not a professional driver, nor am I a lawmaker, but...
I'm neither.
Yeah.
I just get dinged for speeding.
But BC, man, I mean, I think the laws in BC aren't as bad as the ones in other provinces, for sure.
Perfect.
But...
it's just more expensive to basically be here. Which is cool.
I can't believe I wasn't recording earlier on. That's really annoying.
Just the sound.
Well, the sound on the phone's pretty good, I think, nowadays. It'll just
whatever.
Change. Yeah, it'll be good. Do you...
It's a learning curve. For me, not for you.
I don't. When you're driving, if you're lost, if you don't know where you're going in your car, do you turn the
that stresses me out.
Do you turn the music down?
I turn the music down to look for a goddamn address. It makes me see better.
So funny. Yeah.
Turn it down. I gotta see better.
I think I saw that on a meme somewhere. It's like turn the music down, like when you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, 100%. I do that. It's funny. I don't know why. It's like doesn't fucking help at all.
Well,
it helps me focus. Like the concentration. Yeah, I guess.
But then that's like distracted driving. That's like if you turn the music down to find an address, it obviously means the music distracts you somehow. Because like if you're listening to music and you're singing, you're like, yeah, fuck, whatever you're singing, Summer 69, whatever it is, but then you're distracted.
No, definitely. You're distracted. You're thinking about the lyrics. You're thinking about other things. You're not thinking about buddy guy in front of you that's like braking, and now all of a sudden you just had to rip that chorus before you decided to slam on your brakes. Like,
you know, drum roll in.
Yeah.
So
hit that high note, and it's not your brakes squealing. Like, that's not good.
My buddy Lee laughed at this. So I back in Ontario when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was driving my mom's car, and I was on Bayville Street in Barrie. It's like a main strip in Barrie. It's like popular street. And I'm driving along, and it's like, I don't know, I'm still a teenager, whatever, in high school, whatever. So I'm in my mom's car. She's Nissan Altima, and I was like at a stoplight, air drumming, just like talking to my buddy about something, paying attention. And I just like idle rolled into the back of this truck. And
yeah.
And her is jacked up a little bit, and the trailer hitch went right into my grill, like right into the grill of my mom's car.
Fuck.
So kind of fucked it up.
Classic trailer hitch.
I got out. My buddy Lee's like, "What the fuck, Proctor?" I'm like, So I back up, and I'm at the light, and everyone's honking and stuff. So now she gets out of the car. She gets out with a neck brace and crutches on her leg, and I'm like, already? I'm like, this just happened. But I was like, fuck.
No,
I went like maybe like 1 kilometer an hour, maybe not like I went like 0.5.
Yeah, you were just idling. Yeah, you like, totally boop, just going. Yeah.
Like, boop. And but what made it worse was like because did
it make that sound?
Well, close, but when I'm like, the trailer hitch went right into the like pushing the Nissan sign in. And so
nice.
The only issue with the car, my mom's grill, dead center. My mom's grill had a ding in it, but her truck was fine. He's like, so then we get out, and now everyone's watching me, a long-haired kid, manage this lady who's like maybe 50, in almost like in like mobile traction, just trying to like get to come back and see what's wrong with her truck. I'm like, fuck, here we go.
Yeah, dude, that's like, how is she so broke already? Was she like in something different, or I
guess.
Didn't ask?
Maybe she was like, put it on, and when I did see it, no. But she was fucked up from before. So, but I was like, how are you? You should be driving. When I got hurt,
yeah, no shit.
When I was in a neck brace, I wasn't legally allowed to drive
because you can't shoulder check.
You can't fucking turn your head.
Yeah, like no shit.
Anyway, whatever. Maybe I should go back on that. But probably a statute of limitation there. But anyway, she came back. She was cool with it. But I was just distracted. I wasn't even like.
Yeah, dude, like, no, like, your phones are distraction. Lucky you didn't have that, but, like, remember when you were distracted with the phone and you just ate shit on that barrier by my house?
Dude.
You were done, but you were looking at your phone, and you didn't see the barrier. Fucking boom.
I had a couple beers, and I was like, I ran out of that place, and I was...
hot as fuck.
And I was just trying to, I was on my phone texting it, and I ran into the barrier. I was bleeding, man. I got fucked up.
Dude, you knocked yourself out for sure, because, like, you were gone so long that we had already thought you caught the bus. Like we were like, yeah, Proctor's gone, cool, sick. And then all of a sudden you just slammed in the upstairs door and knock. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it was you. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And you're like, dude, your elbow was all gashed up. Your pants were ripped and shit.
I can't touch.
You were like white like a ghost, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. But yeah, goddamn phones, man.
Dude. That
can't even text and walk. People don't drive.
I forgot about that distracted running.
Yeah, dude, that was aggressive.
Well, distracted anything on your phone. Phones are so like in Japan. I gotta talk about that. They have like when you're on your phone, there's like things on the ground that says "look up." So when you're in the subway in Japan, like everyone's on their phones, and it's not even just Japan; it's everywhere.
Yeah, so you just don't like get run over and shit.
But they're like, people are texting like in the mall and stuff. It says like "look up" because you just stuck in your phone. You could walk into traffic, man.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many people walk into traffic on their phone and hit by cars.
I bet you there's a few for sure.
Number. Like maybe not be huge, but decent number.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Like people get ballsy standing close on the corner when buses ride by and shit. It's like
pedestrians have egos like you wouldn't believe, man.
Oh yeah, I'm a pedestrian. Fuck off. It's like
the minute you're walking in the city, you're like, fucking try me. Yeah. But really,
same with bikes.
You're gonna get mowed down.
Fucking bikes.
I love how everyone shits on road bikers on the highway around here.
Oh yeah, because we got to deal with them all the time. It's like,
everyone shits on them,
dude. For fucking, is a weird breed of person.
Well, it's fucking. The problem is,
I don't mind riding a road bike, but like, Jesus Christ, you really need to be like 20 people wide in a 2-person lane.
Well, that's the problem, and the problem is
like, and you're not going as fast as me, so don't think about going on the road.
This highway's not made for a lot of parts of it aren't made for biking.
A lot of parts of this highway aren't made for anything.
No. When you were a kid, did you come up here much when you were younger?
No, I didn't really come up here too much when I was younger.
So you wouldn't have seen like the old.
I never drove I only maybe drove the old highway like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
So I don't really remember it very much.
Yeah, same here. I didn't drive it. I mean, I drove it a few times, but not a ton. I don't remember it much. But I remember like kind of the old like decoats where they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't remember driving it too much. But
they still got like piles of huge crushed up asphalt down at the end of Function, like past my house.
Yeah, for sure.
From tearing up the old highway.
Yeah, well, that's because you used to run right through under that bridge there, right?
Yeah, I guess that's where it went.
Yeah. Because there was a couple of detours they had that are gone now, but I don't know what we were talking about the highway for. Something about driving.
Road bikers, bro.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
How much weed did you smoke?
None. I didn't smoke any.
I'm a stoner.
Well, I don't know. That whole highway is dangerous. People are always complaining about people walking in, like at night in like drunk in like a black hoodie.
Yeah.
It's fucking sketchy out there.
Let's use a valley trail.
So in turn, what I'm saying is like distracted driving.
Yeah.
This is all these things adding up,
yeah.
man. Like everything is not so much you on your phone. It's whoever's around you might not be paying attention either.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Just a semi-two-way street, I guess. Like.
Yeah. Did you say 72-way street?
No, semi.
Oh.
Semi. Like it is and it isn't. Like everybody should be paying attention to what's going on. But like if you're not paying attention, it's not up to me to be paying full attention to that.
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean,
like if you're driving, it's a different story. You have to be aware of pedestrians and shit. You know what I mean? But like,
driving's a bigger responsibility than most people take it for.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I think people don't realize that driving is a responsibility. It's like bigger. I mean,
that's huge.
You're interacting with a world at like a high speed that our brains aren't really capable of really processing at that speed.
And yet everybody trusts everyone.
And everyone's got attitude about driving. I'm good.
All there is the line that separates us.
Yeah. I mean, that line is not like. I mean, it's apparent. We see that.
It's like it's not a force field. Like it's a line.
Yeah, I've never been to like Bali or like in China or something like that, or like or India or something where there's like crazy driving and like
goat pass.
But everything seems to be everyone like it seems to work almost better because everyone's going everywhere anyway. Like the honking is more of communication, not a use of anger.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, it's like.
I can understand that.
Wow, dude, and like when you have like a smart car versus like a 350 jacked up Ford truck on the highway, both going the same speed, it's fucking dangerous.
There's no like you don't even need to do the math. We all know what's gonna happen. Like that smart car is fucked. Even though they say they're apparently like super strong and like safe and
right,
like okay in situations like that, but
sure they are. But it's like
like I'm driving a 1-ton truck, and if I hit you at 100 kilometers an hour and you're in that little dinky smart car, like
what if you get hit by a snowplow? Dude, it's like
the thing could be plowed by a snowplow. Snowplow could just pick that shit right up.
Wouldn't even know it hit it.
I could fit a smart car in the back of my damn truck, bro.
It wouldn't even. I bet you a plow if it hit a smart car and the driver was like reaching for like a tuning under the seat or something. I wouldn't even know he hit it. I bet.
No.
Like at that full speed, he would be like, "No, that's not happening. No, that's a big snowbank."
Yeah, that was a huge chunk of snow.
Man, well, speaking of that kind of shit, like
that's a big boulder.
I was listening to this other like an astronaut actually talking to Joe Rogan about automated cars and like self-driving, that kind of stuff, and that kind of shit is like it's I mean, it's coming along more and more, and like they're talking about how Tesla's like, you know, kind of like got this market cornered so far as like its abilities and how it does. But he had the one guy was saying he paid $4,000 for a software update that was downloaded by the car, and that was to like improve the driving automation, improve some other things in the car. But he was like, "What am I paying for here?" And it was like, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you would go to the mechanic and go, "Hey, I need you to fix something," and he shows you what he just fixed. You know, it's $5,000 because I had to put new tires, do this and that.
Yeah.
This guy's like, "We upgraded your car to like respond better, be able to read road signs better, be able to read yellow lines better, all these things, and it's $5,000." And they just go, "Yep," and you click yes, and you get charged for it, and they just download to your car.
That's not cool, man.
Well,
I mean, it is cool. Like the idea is cool, but like, geez, man, like
you can say no to the upgrade.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, but
like that's like pretty trippy.
It's alien shit, man.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about like that's like AI, like the way that's going. It's like I don't know, man. I'm sure it's got facets that are like proper,
right?
But humanity's never used anything that is that.
It'll get a hand for sure. Something's gonna
happen. Well, if it's gonna learn. It's gonna be full on fucking iRobot, man. Like you mean to tell me you're gonna create something that's gonna think for itself and not want to think for itself and not have you tell it?
Well, if it has
like no matter how many, like there's got to be some crazy shit gone in there because like no matter how many firewalls and shit you put up for that thing to not hack itself, if it has access and like AI learns at that exponential rate that it's supposed to learn at, like it will be able to out hack anyone. This
could be really strange and maybe a little bit maybe I can't explain it properly, but say I'm a AI developer. I'm a guy. I'm like, and I have tons of insecurities. And I have a ton of resentment towards maybe certain parts of our society.
Yeah.
But I'm a level-headed person. I don't actually act on it or actually try to like, you know, bring that to life.
Yeah.
But I'm coding and I'm making these things, right?
Yeah.
I'm making these things happen. And my judgment is based on subconscious levels and just these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I somehow along the lines, I develop an AI person. I develop an AI that becomes accepted widely amongst human beings.
Yeah.
Do you think that my subconscious judgments and feelings and thoughts, even the way I build and code and allow for these things to learn, even if I consciously try to make these things not get to the point where they hate humans or like become like resented against humans, because like, do you think that somehow within those codes there's I don't know if you know much about coding. I don't know much about either. But
are you trying to tell me you want to code morality into something?
No. So say like when they try to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like morality's inadvertently added based on the way you
code it,
produce these things. Yeah. Even if you're trying to make morality strong, but you might have bias and that kind of stuff. So I'm just wondering, like, I'm not even asking. I'm just saying, like, at some point if AI becomes a thing,
I get what you're trying to say.
There's got to be these nuances and things that'll happen that we don't even.
Is it gonna resemble the creator because the creator made it? Like, is it gonna have its traits? Anything along those lines? Like, are they accidentally gonna code that haste into it and not know? Like,
if you're an angry person,
like you really never know.
If you're an angry person, you're a painter, and you're. I would imagine your paint's a bit more sporadic, more like just kind of like stark lines and sharp edges. If you're like super mellow and calm, your paintings could be less like that. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
So, but if you're a coder or like somebody who makes these things and you're these different people,
mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's alien shit. But I think we're all in a simulation, and I've heard this theory that we're all in a simulation anyway.
A simulation, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. Like at some point, like, even if AI comes along or not, it's because AI
wants it to be there
to come back to see if we could do it on our own.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's super strange. But then, what was they saying? They were like, I don't remember this author's name. He's I can't remember what he is. He's damn, what's his name? Anyway, he said that there's a higher probability that we're in a simulation than we're not in a simulation. So there's a better chance we're in one right now than there is that we're not in one, but we're probably not in one, which is.
Well, yeah. They still they don't know where consciousness comes from, right? So like, how the fuck can we?
Well, they were talking about how have you seen that the Bob Lazar? You know who Bob Lazar is? He was all he used to work at Area 51. He was like this engineer that was like a civilian they brought into Area 51 to help them figure out jet propulsion and stuff because back in the 80s he put like a jet engine in a Volkswagen.
Oh, sick.
And then I guess somehow along the lines, like, I don't know what agency, but like Area 51, whatever they call that, it's whatever they call those scientists there as a group, but they brought him on board to
Germans?
No, well, actually,
Maybe, bro.
I think a German scientist was the head of NASA at one point, or created NASA. Something like that. I'm pretty sure they brought him in.
That's a different story for
because
today.
also Germans have amazing technology.
Yeah, they're smart and they're very genius.
Because I've been to the Museum of History or whatever in Munich. There's like a museum of like scientific whatever. I don't know. It's in German. It's tons of like everything that we have. They have there better. Yeah. But
they make the best shit, man.
Well, he was saying like this whole kind of conversation of like, there's like archaeological digs. He said that have discovered alien ships that are buried in the earth.
Yeah.
That came on before our time even existed. So he's like, if you thought there was if there was a case to make for us being in a simulation, it's not like there aren't. I mean, it's conspiracy theories for sure, but it feels like it sounds like there are little bits of things that we could base it on saying it's true.
Oh, for sure. Like, you mean to tell me the course of the world that it's on right now, like this hasn't happened before? Like the world's so old, it's only as old as like our science that we've developed lets us know it is.
Yeah, like we're doing the math, but a math based on our math.
Exactly. So in like those millions or billions of years the world's been around, like how many times could global warming happen? How much sand can have been blown around to bury things and like sediment, like bury stuff from it like settling and like over time just disappear and like the earth take it back. I've heard that shit can happen. Like there's definitely things out there that are around that like are unexplainable and how they were made, because like we couldn't make them now today.
Right. Well,
but that they're there and they're buried like hundreds and hundreds of feet deep in sand and like all this crazy shit, and you're like, well, how the fuck did that get there?
Well, apparently they've like what's been discovered is spaceships that are like at archaeological digs, and they're saying like, what if the idea is to see how fast it takes us to make artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence wants to know how fast humans can replicate itself. Yeah. Like it's I don't know. It's a mind fuck. I don't know a lot about it, but I've become.
No, I get it. It's like AI made a computer simulation to see how fast reality could recreate AI.
To make your computer simulation together. Yes. Just like repeater, you know? Yeah. Which I don't, dude.
That's some crazy shit, man.
I don't know.
You don't want to read that or like talk about that when you're high on acid or something, because that'll just fuck your day.
I don't even know how much I believe in that kind of stuff, but it is interesting to think that like, it's just like you're in this like hamster wheel.
Yeah, who the fuck knows what it is, man? Like,
dude, do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in that shit?
There's got to be something out there.
Yeah,
there has to be.
Right. I mean,
it's too big. Like, what the fuck? We cannot be the only things in the whole like whatever we're living in, like the universe, whatever. Like just our galaxy, even, you know.
I don't understand it enough.
Like we're just like the one fucking planet out of everything in space.
Well, inhabitable planet, yeah. Like once,
like how does that work?
Dude,
like it's like they're still finding out how big space is, because space you can only receive light at such a rate that like half the stuff that we see is already like gone because.
Well, we can't travel fast enough to stay alive long enough to see how far we can go.
No.
Like if we could travel at like
until
the
they
speed
like
of
learn
light,
to like cryogenically freeze people, which they kind of do now, but like whatever.
You can, I think we can do it for sperm and stuff. So
do they like? I read something the other day. It was like a medical article about like slowing people like heart rate down. Yeah. And what they do is they like pump like cold salt water like through your body. And with like mixed in with your blood, and it like slows everything down, and it can keep you alive longer if you're gonna die. So they have more time to operate on you and work on you.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of like pretty like we're cold blooded. It's almost like making us cold blooded.
So it's like slows down everything. So it's not like cryogenically freezing people, but like it's something they use to like help patients live longer so they can complete the surgery to save their life.
Well, they have these like cryotherapy like for like fixing your muscles and when you're sore and that kind of stuff. Like but I can like they can do it with fish. Like they can put like when a fish gets frozen in the ice, it comes back to life. Like
same with frogs.
Yeah.
That's where they go. They go in the mud.
They go in the mud.
Dude, for real.
No, I don't just. I agree with it. I believe you.
Like, why do you think you don't see frogs in the wintertime? They don't just fucking migrate, bro.
I'm not an idiot, man. No, I get
it. They don't just fly away. Like, where do they go?
I know. Well, the frog pond out here is legit. Have you been there?
Dude, that shit is crazy when those fuckers actually migrate. Like,
there's I guess whenever they built this place, whoever gives a fuck, whoever even listening to this anymore, but like, there's a pond that dries up every summer. But yeah, if summer it dries up, but in the early summer, it's like full on. It's like frogs.
It comes through like Lost Lake and shit.
Dude,
it goes like all the way down. Like it's crazy.
Tons of frogs. But yeah, I know that happens. Like frogs going into the ground.
I believe you can do it with like bees too, can't you? You can like put a bee in the freezer, and then when it unthaws, it'll become alive again. I think I did that when I was young, if my memory serves correct. Because that's how you like. Have you ever put like a bee on a string?
No.
Bro, you haven't lived.
How do you do that? That's
you
not
put
true.
it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is why I think I've done it, because you put it in the freezer so it like freezes and it's not alive. Then you tie it up and then you let it thaw out and come back to life, and then it's stuck on a fucking string.
Doesn't have to be like a fast freezer.
You can't like lasso a fucking
crap.
a fucking bee from the air.
But,
I ain't Mr. Miyagi here with chopsticks and shit. Like,
dude, that's
Daniel-san.
wax on.
Because Daniel-san did it first, but like, yeah.
Have you seen that Karate Kid show on YouTube?
No.
You can pay for it. It's like it's like a series. It's all these old dudes. They're in it. It's all the same guys in it.
Really?
It's called like Cobra Kai or something now. It's like I haven't watched it. I mean, I don't want to bring it up. I haven't watched it, but it's like
That's
a
pretty
YouTube
good.
show. Yeah,
that sounds legit.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a good movie.
Oh, dude, yeah, it was a good movie
Kid?
until it became. Now people make. I don't know. It was a good movie. Everyone thinks it sucks now. Like it's funny. Like it's funny how we look back on things that were awesome. Like, oh, it's so lame. But you're like, well, what? It was everything back then.
Dude, that movie was sick.
Yeah,
it was banging.
Like wax on, wax off.
It like made me want to do martial arts and shit. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah let's do karate. Like,
dude, Ralph Macchio.
dude, killing it.
Yeah, I think it's called Cobra Kai. It was on YouTube. I don't know if it's still around anymore, but it was a show on YouTube, and it was the old school dude. Dude looks like me, the fucking bad guy, and then Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, that's
I used
so
to get
class.
I used to get made fun of for looking like the bad guy in Karate Kid all the time.
That's too good.
No,
No way.
short hair.
Really?
Dude, we look exactly the same.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about aliens, man. I feel like it's like a funky thing. I think like someday.
They're there. They're fucking. They're there.
I think maybe it's like Men in Black, that kind of stuff, where they're like hiding in plain sight.
Probably. They're aliens. We don't even know what they can do.
Super weird. Yeah, like this whole thing about like element something. There's like some crazy element that I guess that Bob Lazar guy, what they did, what Area 51 did, they brought him in to do study some like ships they had found, whatever the fuck they're talking about. I mean, it's all kind of like, it's all like conspiracy / proven / not really whatever. But there's an element that they said existed, and now that they know it exists, I think Tom DeLonge from Blink just bought a piece of it, because he's got the thing like To the Stars, like that, like
they like that weird, like they try to
So apparently, like
he believes in aliens.
Apparently, it's like there's some, over the last few years, there's been some real big like truth tellers and proof providers,
like whistleblowers and shit.
Well, yeah, that's actually they've been in contact with like aliens and stuff like that, or like whatever, extraterrestrials. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see if they showed up here,
dude. Yeah.
I mean,
come on down. Let's get drunk.
All we know is what we thought about them in movies and stuff. Like, what I don't get is like,
but like, how do we even come up with that depiction? Like, this is what an alien looks like. Like, you just drew it out and like made that. Is it like, or was there something to base that like shape or figure off of? Like, what do we just? Oh yeah, okay, so it's an alien. It's gonna have like weird looking eyes and like a fucking big round head. Like, no belly buttons and shit. So like, come on now.
Before Star Wars, before Star Trek, before these things, they had idea of what an alien ship looked like. There was like these ideas of like what extraterrestrials looked like, right? And it was always this like, there was the green,
your stereotypical alien
head with
figure,
the big eyes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And someone's imagination has that. But I would guess if you run into what actually happens in space, I mean, how close does it look to what we've imagined as far as like Lucasfilms and as far as like Star Trek and that kind of stuff? Yeah. I mean, we all assume it's going to be that way. It could be not. It could be completely different. It could be like, I don't know. I mean, even E.T., like that fucking ship at E.T.
Yeah, like it looks like a.
It was legit.
It looks like a lizard. Like,
yeah,
the ship was legit. Like, how do we know this? But like, it's all based off theory. Like people who like levitate stuff with sound waves and all that kind of shit. Like, that's how they think these fucking spaceships work, is like they create a ultrasound or like some sort of frequency that like helps them like levitate and like move like zero gravity.
Yeah, they like, it's kind of like
if you resonate, like that's how you like break glass. Like if you can break
frequency can break glass.
Yes,
Yeah,
because you're matching the frequency of the glass, and the particles of the glass vibrate so high it shatters.
Yeah, but they're also saying now like gravity is just it's not even real. Like the fact that like defy gravity. Well, it's not really like anything. It's like when you say like spaceships defy gravity. Well, they're not defying gravity.
They're propelling themselves against the force.
Yeah,
That's why
right.
it's like a calculated
magnets.
force.
I think it's more like Yeah, I don't even know.
So,
fuck, dude, two guys that know nothing about this kind of stuff was talking about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but I've watched enough conspiracy theory shit because I think those fucking people are like interesting, and like some of what they say has like some mild like it makes you think about it and just kind of like opens up your mind. Like I'm not like a full like I don't believe Earth's flat and all this kind of crazy shit that people talk about, but there's definitely some truth to like these things like the pyramids and shit. Like how in the fuck were those built? Those things are so big, and like there's like cities that they're finding like buried underneath like sand dunes and shit, where it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, how long was this deserted for sand dunes and like the desert to bury it that deep?
Well, also,
or like, did someone bury it? Like what? Like who or what? Like,
well,
they find all these. You know that they found like magnets, like old school magnets that like the Egyptians made in like the tombs.
Really?
And like, yeah, and then there's this like theory about how like these pyramids are specifically placed in these areas because they were like hubs for free energy. And that's how they would move on, like build all of this stuff where they would like use the poles that the earth is like naturally like magnetic and all of this other shit. They would like work with the forces of the world.
Well, because the size of
because
pyramids
like, dude,
and the bricks and shit.
Those bricks are like massive, man.
I love how
you can't even talk like.
So
but like
funny.
conspiracy theories are crazy, man. There's some crazy shit out there. Like there's people that believe like some mountains are like giants because they look exactly like people. Like you can look them up right now.
Right.
They're crazy.
Well, what about
like
they say sphinx and sphinxes?
Sphinx?
Yeah,
the cats.
Yeah. Well, they say those in like pyramids. If you look at the erosion on them,
yeah,
and the time, then when they're dated to, there's like a new erosion theory where the amount of erosion that's taken place on these structures, the more they know about that, indicates that these structures are actually made a lot longer ago than when they were actually conceived. Now.
Yeah,
because they say there's like world storms, like big whatever galactic incidents, whatever it is. But they talk about like even just the erosion from like rain and just like environment.
Yeah,
that indicates a much
longer time period,
longer history of when they were built.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I could see that. Like,
what are you telling me to Google mountains that look like people?
Yeah, like my buddy showed me them a while ago. It's like giant mountains that look like giants, and it looks like people.
Oh yeah,
just
it
like
just popped up.
Yeah. See, and like look at these huge like lakes that have.
They're
shaped
is that Squamish?
So.
No shit. Yeah, those are big footprints. Imagine that's how big that was. All right.
Well, dude, see, that's what I'm saying.
If you're
like,
listening, Google mountains that look like giants, and it's actually pretty interesting. Those are huge footprints.
Like, what the fuck? No one's just gonna set out to make that shit in the middle of a fucking.
Yeah,
like,
but that's the chance. But I can throw like, I can.
But like, if you look at some of them, like, look at this one here. See, it looks like someone laying down. See,
holy shit.
Like, what the fuck?
No kidding, right?
Like, what the actual fuck?
What's this?
Like,
what's this about?
Like,
races resemble human beings. Well, what's one looks like a human being here?
I don't know. Maybe it's just that guy standing there. But like that one is like that's what did it in for me. I was like, what the fuck?
That is.
I don't really believe it, but it's like a pretty interesting theory.
It's just
like
a bunch of fish.
But it's like they can like see the face in the mountain there.
Yeah.
But there's just too much like science nowadays. Is that the chief?
I don't know. That's not the chief. No, but it's also like when someone remember that there was what the fuck was that one? That
cannot be real.
They carved that out, but that's like
that's made out of like sand or some shit, bro.
What was I gonna say? Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. Honestly, if you're watching this, you should Google mountains look like people because it actually is somewhat interesting. I mean, they're obviously a bunch.
Some of them
ones.
are like obviously carved, but
it's
like
not bullshit. But like the ones who are the real ones up top here, whatever, maybe potentially. But like, there's that the piece of toast. It looks like when they
Jesus.
yeah, that kind of shit. That's like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because I mean, well, I don't know for sure. It's a coincidence.
I follow this like one guy on Instagram. He's a tattoo artist, and I can't remember his fucking handle right now.
Yeah.
But he's like a big flat earther, like huge flat earther. He believes in it. All of his Instagram posts are like half flat earth shit, half his tattoos. Right. So I watch it quite a bit because I like to hear about how crazy these people are.
I wonder.
And
I mean, I don't.
And so a lot of like, if you scroll down, there was a picture up.
Look
actually,
at this one, dude.
Go up.
This one looks like a Decepticon or a Transformer.
So like, if you go up right here, that right there.
This one?
No, the one right below it. This, that he posted. It was a giant system of roots that was discovered. So like that's not a rock. That's a tree.
It looks like
that's a fossilized tree. That is a fossilized tree.
That's fossilized wood is something in Alberta. It's like a big part of their.
So he posts all of this kind of stuff and like believes in flat Earth and how like there was
like basalt, like kind of like along the side of the highway.
But he's posted some stuff about this and like there's pictures of books that are so big that like people can't even really carry them. Like why in the fuck are we finding books that are like so big we can't even move them?
Really?
Yeah. But this is stuff he's posted.
What do you mean?
So
like giant, like 700-pound books.
Type it in. See what comes up.
You're telling me there's like I'm interested.
Well, giants aren't going to read small books, right?
Giant. Well, why are giants reading books anyway?
Because they're people, man. Like they're smart. Like
giant books. Whoa. What?
Yeah, dude. What the fuck is it?
Yeah, but that could just be. I mean, I'm not gonna try to defend it,
dude. I don't know either. You know what I mean? But it's like
that's a huge book.
That's what I'm saying, dog. It's like we just didn't know how to write small right away. Like,
well, why is it a sign? That's.
So,
look at this guy. That's what. That's, yeah. I'm not. That's awesome.
Something you gotta just, if you want to look into it, you can look into it. Type shit. You know what I mean?
But everyone, these books. This is a.
But they're fucking massive.
Yeah, and they're old. They're
old as shit.
Well, damn son. Maybe Paul Bunyan's real.
Paul Bunyan. Maybe he did have a blue ox. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Well, when people get his name was Bunyan, and people get bunions right on their foot and shit, right?
His first name was Paul.
What's a bunion?
I don't know. I hope the fuck I never get one, but I don't even know.
You get a bunion's like on your foot. It's like a wart or something, right?
No, I don't. It's like something on the inside of your foot, like right here. I think.
Your big toe gets.
It's like a thing on the outside of like I don't even know.
You get like hammer toe.
No.
So my dad had
it's just a growth.
My dad had this like thing where like his big toe started pointing inward.
Yeah.
So we got it broken and fixed.
Ow.
And then about a week later, he dropped a wrench on it and re-broke.
Oh, no. Fucking wrenches, man. They'll get you.
Yeah, he's like,
he wasn't wearing CSA-approved steel-toe boots, eh?
He's like, right away.
Fuck, that would suck. Yeah, weird shit like this.
So, big books and mountains look like giants. Cool.
Yeah, conspiracy theories, they are interesting. That's for sure.
I don't... conspiracies, I'm not against any of them. I think anything's possible.
Yeah.
I don't really, I'm like, whatever, sure, maybe it happens. I don't really go like, nope, that won't happen. Because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like ghosts and shit. People are like, you believe in ghosts? I'm like, hey, I don't not believe in them, but I don't believe in them. Like, they haven't fucked with me yet, so I don't need to fuck. I don't need to like, you know what I'm saying? Like spirits and shit. I'm like, I respect their realm of whatever it is that I haven't been affected by. So like, that's cool.
It's funny.
And I hope they stay away because I give them the respect, you know? Like, I don't want to deal with that shit. That's crazy.
I believe in ghosts. But the people I see who've seen ghosts, I never believe them.
I've never seen a ghost, but I've just had like random shit happen where like stuff's falling off the table that should never fall off the table, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, and people say that like whenever you get like that cold wind, like that like chills that run down your spine, that's like something that's like or a ghost or someone's present. So like after my dad passed away, I got that like so much more. It was like really weird. Yeah, it was like really weird. I don't know if I paid attention to it more and I was like thinking about it. But it was like something that I noticed a lot more. And like I could tell because I'd be like in the shower and I'd be like, whoa, and I get like goosebumps. Like, what the fuck? Right. Or I'd be like out working and I'm like have a hood on and all of a sudden like cold wind just shoots right down my neck. And I'm like, whoa.
I don't think I don't not believe it.
So I mean, I don't know. It's like, it's a theory, right? It's like whatever. But
like, I'm not going to say it's not possible.
It's just like, it never really happened before. And then all of a sudden my dad passed away like a year and a half ago. And now it has happened probably like 13 times, like once a month.
Right.
It's like random.
Yeah. My dad passed away like 5 years ago. And I always think about, I think about last moments in your life. Like that last, like, I don't get sad here, but like, I keep thinking like, man, what, like, simulation, all this kind of shit we're talking about right now. Like, if life's probably real, if it's real, we're in this situation where, and like, and then we talk about like, body chemical stuff. I wonder what that last, like, you know, 2 minutes or 30 seconds of your life for like, you know, if it boils
Yeah,
down to
right.
one
Because
second.
like, and like what do you feel? Well, like there's a few people that have like, you know, like died and come back to life, and I don't know, what do they have to like say about it? I guess really like.
Well, they saw the light, whatever.
Yeah.
The light flashed before their eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if they actually were about to die? Maybe they weren't about to die. Maybe they just went into such deep like coma and they came out.
Yeah.
But I always think about that. Well, not always, but I'm curious what that's like because like it is that last 10 seconds. Does that make everything like? Because people say they died in peace. If you die with a gunshot wound to the forehead or whatever, you don't have those. You don't have that time, right?
It's probably
Like,
just stress at that
if you
point.
die of a heart attack, you're like, oh, the pain, and you're like, you fight this pain.
Yeah.
But once you've crossed over, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't want to know right now.
No, I don't want to know either, but it's like,
yeah.
I can't believe there's no like documentation of like what that has.
Well, if
like,
we are
what
in a
that
simulation
is, right?
and someone says and you die, hopefully they make it good for you.
Yeah, no shit. I better go out and fucking blazing glory.
Well, I have a question too. Like, so
shit.
there's like how many religions are there in the world? I don't know how many.
I don't
there's
even
tons of them,
know.
right? So
Too many.
What if they all have you know, like if they all think that we all go to another place?
Yeah.
You know, is it kind of like you still see everybody because we're all living on the same earth and
There's
different
like how much
religions.
real estate's up there?
Well, but yeah, so like we all there's like say there's 100 different religions.
Yeah.
And there's 6 billion people on the planet, right?
Yeah.
And say even people who don't have religion, they just people who are atheists, everything else, right?
Yep.
We all live on the same planet. So when we die and we go to this other place, is it the same as Earth? We're all living in the same, like this guy's from Brazil, he lives in Toronto, or this guy's from everybody has a different, like is it still the same like I don't know, are we still kind of in the same zone?
Yeah, does it
Or is
look
everyone
the
just
same?
separate? Like if you're Christian, you're in heaven, you never see anybody else.
You only hang out with the Christians. You don't see anyone else.
Yeah, like I don't get how
no
like,
Catholics, no Jewish people.
If we talk about heaven,
no Muslims, nothing. Like
if we're all on this earth together and then we
Yeah.
die and something after, wouldn't it make sense that we're all still like hanging out? Like, oh, there's Jim. You know, he's he's
for
a Jewish
sure.
guy I know from down the
Yeah.
street, whatever. And like, but you're in. It just seems like
No,
I don't
I
know.
get it. It's like, is everybody up there, or are we all just dwelling in like our own gated
Yeah.
communities of religion?
Right,
It's
yeah.
Like,
if you're Christian, you see nobody
Yeah.
else. You only see Christians.
Yeah.
Once you pass away, afterlife is all that.
yeah.
You know,
Who knows?
I don't.
I don't. I'm not religious, so I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
I think when I die, the switch goes off, and that's probably it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I don't know.
I hope something cool happens.
Maybe I'll come back and write a book about it.
Yeah, I hope something cool happens. Just so like
Pull a
it's
Nikki
kinda like-
Sixx and like die twice in 2 days.
I hope it just takes the edge off. Something that takes the edge off. You know,
yeah,
just like a beer after work.
or like 3 during the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Something like I think when you die, at least like the last.
I hope people are still listening, because like the more lit we get, the more fun it's gonna be.
We
And
might-
now they can actually probably hear it, so that's sick too.
Well, yeah. Sorry, that's gonna be a bit. We'll see how that goes. We have to do a redo, but
That's okay.
I
It's
think.
okay. Maybe we can just use the second half.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, no, that second half's pretty short because I think we probably should cut it because it's like an hour and 15 minutes.
15?
Goes by pretty fast, eh?
Yeah, it's
Let me
pretty
check.
good.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah, okay. Go get my phone. I'll show you those driving regulations. It's my white one. Clusterfuck. Hour and 30. Woo! Woo!
It's kind of hitting the cusp of length. All right, man.
The length of the cusping.
Thanks for coming by.
Dude, this was good.
Yeah,
we'll
it's
do it
good, man,
again.
for sure.
It was
Yeah.
good. It was raw. Normally they're a little bit more structured,
it's
but like
just-
I just like it like that. Like fuck, I don't want to know what we're talking about. Just
Well,
shoot
if you have
the
an
shit.
if you had an agenda, like if you have something you want to talk about,
no,
yeah. If you have an agenda, I'm
Fuck
happy to
no.
listen to that agenda. But if you don't,
no. I just like to
then
talk.
we just talk shit.
yeah.
Because if people listen, if they listen for the first 10 minutes, turn it off, they don't miss anything.
No.
They listen for an hour, miss half an hour, and then come back, they don't miss anything. It's just like the
Yeah.
same shit.
It's good.
But I think these like uneducated, uninformed theories are hilarious. That's what makes me laugh. Like we talk about like
oh yeah,
aliens.
shit, yeah. It's like, but like, dude, but are all conspiracy theories are just like good? There's not much like they say it's science and fact, but like, is it like who the fuck knows, right? Like nobody knows. And like
One of my favorite
I'm not
things
out
is-
here to like try to say people are right or wrong because it's not my place. But like, I just think it's interesting that like there's so many opinions on things that have happened.
You know what's funny is when
So it's like pretty interesting.
every time someone talks about things they've heard, stats they've heard, it's very few people who say they don't say they say. I heard this thing. No one goes, Dr. Stevenson said this about this theory.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they say. Are you like, I don't
Yeah.
know. and that almost actually in our society right now, people think that is fucking the truth. Like they say, "Oh yeah, they said that." Okay.
Yeah, because we've just been so.
No one says who's they. I mean, only as
No.
a joke. Like who's they? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like the era we've grown up in. Like we've just learned to believe that like we don't read the newspaper anymore. It takes too long. We flick through Instagram and fucking Snapchat and
I make up my own
Twitter,
jokes, yeah.
and like people just believe. Like I could go make my own article on Wikipedia right now, and people be like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah.
Like
Say you're an
most
expert.
like major universities do not let you. Even the community college that I went to after I went to uni in my town, like they were like Wikipedia is not a viable source. Like
No,
just
it's
like
not.
absolutely not. So like that tells you right there, like what the fuck are we listening to
well,
half
it's
the
not.
time, right?
Wikipedia
Like,
is up. I could make a page about you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could go in and then I could go in and edit it.
Yeah. for
You
sure.
don't even need to have like you don't even. It's not the same guy
I mean,
editing the
you
same
just put
shit.
The trust, like anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we trust whatever shows up on our mobile devices because that's fucking what we use.
Yeah.
But hey, that's cool. Whatever.
A lot of devices, man. I got a new
Yeah.
one. It's sick.
You
Okay,
did.
cool.
It's recording us right now.
I hope so. Well, that's better than this audio.
No, the audio is probably going to be lit. I bet you the phone recorded even as
Better.
good as this.
I
So
hope
it's
so.
like doesn't even matter.
It was a test. It was actually on purpose.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. Give us some feedback.
All right, Josh Hill,
All
man.
right.
Thanks for coming by, dude.
Dude, it's
Appreciate
great.
it. It's
Always
good.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
I'm sure we'll hang out soon and drink a couple beers. Have fun traveling Toronto tonight and working on the island the next
The
week.
red eye.
I know you don't want to go, but
I don't mind going, man. Just like I just a lot of travel so far. So
oh yeah.
yeah. All right.
Busy man.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.